session, okay? Today, we're going to look at the energy of Tuesday through Friday. On Fridays, we'll look at the energy of Friday through Monday. The reason why we do this is because, let me tell you, if you want to grow in your life, if you want to grow in your career, if you want to grow in your relationships, you need to understand how to use the energy of the day, okay? So we use this time to uncover what is the energy of the day? What do we need to know? How can we use this energy to support us in whatever it is we're trying to bring into our lives or whatever it is we're trying to get out of our lives? So this is your daily Tarotscope. We're going to look at every day, Tuesday through Friday. We have a new month already going into April. You guys, this year is clicking by, okay? So if you don't feel like you've made much progress yet, it's okay. Things have been a bit wonky, and I'm telling you, it's normal, okay? Even Jamie, who just joined, I think, has been telling us in our monthly zodiac readings and our monthly astrology sessions in the tribe, she's been telling us about all the wonky energy, right? So it's normal. You're okay. It's okay, Laura. Let's see. Okay. Hey, Gina. So, okay. What we're going to do first, this is how it works. If you're new here, welcome. Okay. First, we're going to balance out and boost the heart chakra. The reason why we do that is because we hold so much within our heart chakra, and it is the connection between our human self and our divine self, and that's where our manifestations have to pass through, okay? So if we're hanging on to a lot of stuff right here, number one, you're going to have a lot of anxiety and fear and heaviness in your chest, and we don't want that. Number two, we want that energy to be flowing through you freely so you can manifest the things that you do want and you're not so focused on the things that you don't want, okay? Then we're going to get our blessing for the Tuesday through Friday week. Then we're going to use the divination book for our overall tarot message. Then y'all are going to choose the tarot deck that I use. And then I'm going to get into Oracle and we'll pull some cards through Oracle to get further messages, okay? We get deep into it in these sessions. Feel free, please, feel free to ask questions. This is not a personal reading. This is a collective Tarotscope reading. So if you need personal readings or personal messages, go to the link in my bio. Everything's there, okay? It's going to be smoother this month. I feel it. I was telling everybody that we drew the sun card for today. When we did the Tarotscope on Friday, we drew the sun card for today. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm feeling it. I was talking just a little bit ago to TikTok saying how I was getting ready for the day, doing my normal morning things, my affirmations, my stretches, my workout, doing all that stuff and getting ready for the live. I was like, God, I really feel like good today. Plus the fact that I'm also excited, speaking of which, I'm also excited that the Spiritual CEO Masterclass is up. It's free for you to register. It's free for you to attend. This is only for practitioners, okay? If you're not a spiritual practitioner, if you have no desire to be a spiritual practitioner, then it's not for you, okay? But this is for my spiritual practitioners who feel like they're getting great results, but they're not sustaining themselves through their business, okay? So this is going to be a free masterclass that you can register for, and I'm going to give you some tools that not only show you where you are in your own business, but I'm going to show you how to work through that. Okay, so yeah, it's free, and I have 2 opportunities for you to attend because it never fails. When I do a masterclass, people afterwards were like, oh my gosh, I'm just now seeing this, I missed it, blah, blah, blah. You have 2 different options. So it's April 8th, which is a Wednesday, or April 22nd, which is also a Wednesday. Okay, make one of those work. Hang on just a second. Okay. I dreamed about you last night. You were my tarot professor. It was in my favorite lecture hall. It was such a joy. It felt so right. It was so nice to be near you in person. That's awesome. You know, that happens. The teacher will show up in whatever way they need to. It's not the first time that's happened. And when I was going through my apprenticeship, I had dreams about my teacher as well, and she was teaching me stuff. So that's cool. Heather, you're signed up for April 8th. Awesome. It was such a simple dream, but it was sweet to be back in my favorite place in college with you. Thank you so much. That's awesome. I love hearing those stories. Okay, so let's get started. Let's go ahead and boost and balance our heart chakra, and then we're going to get into it, okay? So all you do as this bowl is singing is you just relax and breathe, okay? Where do you sign up for the masterclass? Go to the link in my bio. You can click my name up here, or it might be down here. I don't remember where it is whenever you're live. I think you have to click up here where it says my name, and then click the link in my bio, and it's right there at the top. It says Spiritual CEO Masterclass, and it says register for free. So listen, I can only have up to 100 participants on this platform when I do the live, okay, on my platform. So if you register, make sure you show up and make sure you show up on time so you can claim your spot so nobody else takes it, okay? Because I'm going to start promoting this free masterclass, and I don't know how many people are going to register, okay? But just once you do, put it on your calendar, set reminders, and show up on time, okay? Yes, the teacher appears when the student is ready. Absolutely. Okay, let's boost our heart chakra right quick. Here we go. Nice deep cleansing breaths. Relax your shoulders and your jaw. Now let's collectively take one super deep breath in. Feel your lungs, expand your rib cage, pick up all that heaviness and let it go. Feels so good. All right. Oftentimes we forget to breathe, and I don't mean like just you stop breathing, but you forget to breathe deeply. You forget to fill your lungs, and you're just breathing like this, but you need to breathe through here. Fill your lungs, okay? In your nose, out your mouth, and it feels really good. It can help your nervous system. It gets oxygen to your brain, and it's just all around good grounding energy as well, okay? So now we're gonna get our fairy blessing for the week. And if you're new here, feel free to say hey. I love new people. I love to hear that they just stumbled across the live and got a message that they needed to hear. It's always fun. But yeah, if you're new here, feel free to ask questions. Again, this is a collective reading, so questions are not going to be personal reading questions. All right, what do we need to know? What is our blessing for Tuesday through Friday? Tuesday through Friday. All right. You know what's funny is I was listening to this song this morning. It says, a blessing from the ever young. Y'all know that song, the Rod Stewart song, Forever Young? And this is number 22. I told you I was feeling good today. When I shower and get ready for the day, I listen to uplifting music, right? And I was listening to Rod Stewart's Forever Young because I just love that song. It's nostalgic, right? So with this being number 22, 22 is a master number. 22 is the master builder, okay? We're mastering ourselves through our connections, and we're bringing things into our reality that we actually want, okay? So when we have the blessing of ever young, let's see what that wants to tell us. We'll read some of it out of the book. Oh, right to it. The fairy gift of joyous energy that flows all the days of your life, whether you be young or an elder with many years behind you. Isn't that funny? Because I told you, I feel really good today, and I hope that y'all do too. Like I said, I pulled the sun card for today. Today's all about joy and miracles and abundance and growth, okay? It's also a masculine energy. It's about taking action in order to bring your miracles, your abundance, and your growth towards you. This says, let the gift of the ever young be yours this day, friend. The blessing of the vitality that runs through the veins, the ability to move freely and joyfully, the sense that there are many years before you and that your energy is flowing strong and sweet in the veins and heart and brain and limbs. You will be able to do so much more when the blessing of the ever young is yours. It is not that we deny aging, the fairies say, for we are ancient, yet we are ever young too. It is possible to be an elder, to grow older a little each day, yet be vital, full of flow of life, able to be who you are without infirmity or fatigue or aches and troubles. These may come and go, but with this blessing, this pure gift comes to you. I like this because it reminds me of, how we tell people you're never too old to start something. Like, you're right where you need to be. Okay, so when we see this energy for this week, Tuesday through Friday, and we can even adopt this energy for today if you want to, but it's telling you you're right where you need to be. You have all the energy and vitality to get done what you need to get done, or to bring into your life whatever you want to bring into your life this week. It's telling you you're never too old, you're never too young. It's just you are right where you are. Okay, so this is telling you that you're going to have, I would really actually encourage you to celebrate your energy, celebrate your vitality, celebrate the fact that you're still here and you're alive and kicking and able to do the things that you want to do. Okay. Taxes on my lunch orders, $2.22. Let me tell y'all, whenever I know that there's a cycle coming for me, I start seeing repeating numbers like crazy, especially on the clock. I'm telling you, the past 2 or 3 weeks, every time I look at the clock, it's 22 or 33 or 11. Every time. And so now it's just funny. Venus moves into Taurus today. Oh, nice. Venus loves being in Taurus. All right, we'll take that for sure. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to get the overall tarot card for the energy of Tuesday through Friday. Okay, so the way we're going to use the divination book, this is a tarot divination book. I wrote it for you. It has every single tarot card in it, direct and reverse, and each page has a reading for you. They're all jumbled up. That way you intuitively turn to a page. That's your message for the day. Okay, let me show you how to use it. There are instructions inside, but I'll show you. I'll demonstrate for you. You knock on it, cleanse the energy off of the book, just like you would a tarot deck. Connect to it through your energy centers of your palms, okay? Take a nice deep breath in. And we're just going to slow our heart rate down and focus our intention on the book. And we want to ask the book a question. We want to ask, what is our overall message for this Tuesday through Friday? What is our overall message for this Tuesday through Friday? And you just intuitively turn to a page. Okay, again, we got the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Either we're pulling it through the tarot or we're pulling it here. Okay, I'm going to read this to you and then we'll talk even more about what that means. I keep hitting the desk, I'm sorry. We'll talk even more about what that means throughout each day when we pull the tarot cards, okay? So it says, today you drew the Three of Pentacles reversed. This week, you may feel like you're herding cats if you're involved in a group project. The energy is scattered and unfocused, so delaying the project to another time when focus will be better supported would be ideal. If that's not an option, just practice the pause and try to accomplish as much as possible. Also, if you're finding that your efforts in a particular situation are not valued, it's time to evaluate why you're there. Remember, a goddess does not stay in situations where she is undervalued. Evaluate the situation and decide what course of action would be best for you. You have the ability to make power moves here. Claim your throne. Okay? When we're also looking at the Three of Pentacles, it can indicate the need to change or revise plans. Okay? The Three of Pentacles is what we call the architect of the tarot. So whenever something isn't working, what do? We go back to the drawing board. Okay? So there might be a situation this week where each one of those apply, but we're going to find out through the tarot. But again, you have to ask yourself, okay, have I even made any plans for this week? What would I like to accomplish this week? What do I need to go back to the drawing board on? Where am I getting negative advice or bad advice? Where am I getting positive advice? Where am I giving it? Okay? You got to ask yourself a lot of questions to be aware. Y'all are seeing the repeating numbers as well? Nice. I do this with a dictionary for a random word. Oh, nice. That's cool. Hey, that's a way to do it. That fits. I started a new workout program today and feel so energized from it. Excellent. Good for you. I started working out too because I have a neurological condition, or like a chronic neurological condition. So I have to be very careful when I'm working out. And it was funny because I found this chair exercise that I can do. And oh my God, I was so sore. My kids were laughing at me. And I went to dinner and a show with some friends, and I was like, okay, we've been sitting for a while. So when I stand up, you're gonna have to give me a minute because I gotta stretch because otherwise I'm walking over like this. My legs are so sore. It's a bit ridiculous. Okay, so let's choose the tarot deck that we're going to use. YouTube, you're gonna vote in the comments. And TikTok, I'm going to put a poll up for you, and that's where you're going to vote because there's a lot more people on TikTok than there are on YouTube, okay? So, deck number 1, this is the Awe-Inspired Goddess Tarot. I was gifted this through the Awe-Inspired Company. Or deck number 2, it is Art Nouveau Tarot, okay? So deck 1 or deck 2. YouTube, you can start voting. TikTok, let me get your poll up. There you go. All right, it's that blue clipboard you just saw right there, okay? Thank you, Denise. She said my hair color looks radiant. I'll just embrace it. You were like that last week, trying to walk down the stairs. I'm telling you, oof, brutal. All right, 1, 2. I think I've used it once or twice before, Jamie, when I first got it. And it just has a white side, so I never think about it when I'm looking at all my decks on my shelf, so I do forget about it. Okay, YouTube's loving deck 1. So 1 or 2, vote up here at TikTok in that blue clipboard. We have 12 seconds left. 1 or 2. I like to have y'all choose the deck. That way it puts more of your energy into the reading. And the more you show up to these, the more it's going to resonate. Also, while we're waiting, if you just joined us, make sure you register. If you're a spiritual practitioner, make sure you register for my free masterclass that's happening on April 8th. It is the Spiritual CEO Masterclass. Okay, we're going to talk about your business, why it's working, why it's not working, mostly why it's not working. Okay, because we have a massive wave of awakening happening, especially next year, and you need to be ready. So, all right, deck 1, got it. Very nice. It's unanimous. So yeah, the masterclass is free. So make sure you register. I can only have a certain amount of people on my platform in the class at a time. So you want to make sure you register and you show up on time. Okay? All right. Let me get these shuffled. Tracy, it's linked in my bio, okay? I have it linked also in the description of this live right here. It's right there at the top, and it's within the Circle platform. So if you're in the tribe or if you're taking my free Tarot Foundations course, you'll see the event in the welcome and get started area. It says Spiritual CEO Masterclass. But again, these are for those who are practitioners who either have a business or who want to create a business, but maybe they're too afraid. But you do have to be a practitioner, okay? Otherwise, it's not going to make any difference to you. You're welcome. Let's do one more. All right. So like I said, we're going to look at the energy of each day, Tuesday through Friday. So what I do is we're going to set the intention in the cards. What do we need to know for each day, Tuesday through Friday? I'm going to pull one card for each day, and we will discuss it and see how it can impact you one way or the other. What do we need to know each day, Tuesday through Friday? right, so let's look at Tuesday's energy. Tomorrow, we have the Six of Swords. Look at that. This is kind of hard to see because it's so light. It's got this gold leaf. Anyway, Six of Swords, great energy. Six of Swords is about moving on to healthier and more abundant landscapes. So we have the sun happening today, okay, because we pulled that on Friday. Sun is happening today, a major arcana. It's asking you, where can you find joy? Where is your happiness? Where maybe are you looking outside of yourself to find your own happiness? How can you find joy and happiness within yourself? And start taking those actions to bring that into your life. Then we have the Six of Swords saying it's time to move on to better landscapes. It's time to make those moves, make those decisions, change the mindset to get you to where you want to be, okay? Because think about the swords. The swords are thoughts, ideas, and communication. Six is about harmony, balance, nurturing, but it's also about responsibility, okay? It is your responsibility to get yourself to where you want to be. Nobody else's. I can give you the tools. I can do all the things, by giving you the tools, educating you, but it's up to you to take the steps. It's up to you to take that information and run with it, okay? All right, let's look at Wednesday's energy. Wednesday, we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. I thought it was the Ace at first, but it's the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So, when we see this, it could be that you've been waiting for some sort of response, maybe on a career, maybe maybe you're just waiting on a package to come in and it's delayed, okay? The pages are young people, they're messengers, or they're apprentices, right? So when we see the Page of Pentacles in reverse, it's telling you the message isn't coming, the package isn't coming. There's something here that needs to be looked at, and we have it with the Three of Pentacles reversed. So it could indicate that some sort of plans have changed, something has been delayed. What's going on here, right? Stick to the plan. That's what I think when I see the Page of Pentacles lately. Yeah, I like that. But when we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse, maybe it's we need to change plans, because something isn't coming in, something's not happening, right? This is April 1st, right? Wednesday? Yeah, because today's the 30th, tomorrow's the 31st. April 1st. April Fool's Day. So we have and the full moon. There we go. So yeah, we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. There might be somebody that plays a trick on you. One of your children. Okay? So be on the lookout for people trying to tease you or trick you, okay? But all in all, don't forget to say rabbit, rabbit to bring in abundance. You'll get your reminder in the tribe. Don't worry. I always have that reminder set for y'all. But if you're not in the tribe, you need to set a reminder to say rabbit, rabbit. Okay? To bring in your abundance, to bless your month with fertility and all the good things, okay? It's a full moon in Libra. Okay, nice. So Libra rules the house of relationships. Something comes to fruition. There might be a situation to where in this full moon, it's illuminated to you, the people that you're in connection with really could be, how do I want to say this nicely? Because I'm pretty direct, but I don't want to offend people, but it's like, who in your circle is not interested in growing? Who in your circle loves to blame their life on other people? And how are you living that life because that's your tribe, that's your vibe? So it's asking you to look at because the page, whenever it's in reverse, it could be a child or somebody who's immature and doesn't want to do things for themselves, right? They're not good with money. They're not good with life. They just, love to blame everything on everybody else. So when we're looking at our external world and we're seeing the Page of Pentacles in reverse, it would be somebody blaming their life on everybody except looking at themselves, okay? If it's you, then there's some steps you need to take, right? Yeah, exactly, Molly. You knew what I was going to say next. Sounds like your kids? Uh-oh. The life event will be in the middle of the night for you. Oh, no, in Sweden. Okay. Well, message me and I'll see what I can do. Okay? All right, so let's look at Thursday's energy. We have the Page of Swords. Isn't that interesting? 2 pages side by side, and one's reversed and one is direct. So this day, much better for communication, much better for new ideas coming in, much better for new thoughts, ideas, communication, being the apprentice, learning something new. Oh, did you see that? It's a big old bird that just blocked the sun. Anywho, yeah, just kind of threw me off. But yeah, the Page of Swords, like I said, great, better day for conversation, better day for new ideas, better day for, sending the email, sending the text, signing the contract, doing that thing, okay? Because the page is bringing you good news. The page is saying, hey, yeah, so you can be the apprentice, you can be the one who's bringing the good news or receiving the good news. Great for communication, just all around good energy, okay? Let's look at Friday. Ooh, we got the devil on Friday. Okay, don't be afraid. So the devil shows up to ask you, where is the heaviness in your life? Where are you feeling stuck? Where are maybe you escaping? Because think about Friday. Hang on, let me put these down. Think about Friday. Think about the weekend. Everybody lives for the weekend, okay? If you have not been able to, really schedule your life the way you want it, you're most likely doing the 9 to 5 grind, you're doing the hustle, and you're living for the weekend. Well, a lot of people on Fridays love to go have drinks, escape, do substances, whatever it may be. So this is telling you to be aware of where are you escaping? Where do your addictions lie? It could be just a heavy day. It could be a day where you have a lot of work to get done, okay? Because this also represents the Capricorn represents this card, and Capricorn rules the house of the patriarchy, your career, how you present yourself to the world, all of that. So, it could be that there's a lot of work that needs to get done. It could be that there's something that happens here. We just had the full moon, and the full moon energy does last for a few days, right? So it could be that, hey, I see now where those toxic relationships are. I see now where I'm oppressing myself. I need to make some changes, because remember, the overall energy, the overall tarot message is the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. We are needing to make revisions. We're looking at spaces where we don't feel like we're being valued. We're looking at everything because the 3 of Pentacles, the architect of the tarot, wants to build something good and solid. It's Good Friday. Well, there you go. You don't have the weekend, you're at work. Oh, that stinks. Yes, it is, Molly. So, but just think about that. Don't let the devil be something that scares you or controls you. The devil is about your ego. Where is your ego stuck? Where are you lying to yourself about your life and the people around you? Okay, because that little devil likes to sit on your shoulder and say all the negative things and to keep you stuck. Because the ego loves to keep you in one place, because the ego knows how to predict that. That's why most people never move through their awakening journey, or they never evolve, even though they might think they are, but they're repeating the same patterns, just dressing it up differently, okay? So the ego loves to keep you safe, so it thinks, so it keeps you in one spot, and it gives you every single reason and excuse to do so. So you have to free yourself. Remember, you have the power to turn this card reverse and to free yourself from anything that is oppressing you, whether it be internal or external, okay? The full moon is going to activate where we lack or cross our own boundaries. Well, there you go, perfection. Love it. Let's see what's underneath the deck. Ooh, we have the Tower, Medusa, in reverse. Okay, so when the Tower shows up in reverse, it's telling you it's time for you to make radical changes. Even if you've gone through some major changes already, it's time for you to take the steps to really step through that threshold or step over that threshold of those radical changes that you're wanting to experience. Okay? Y'all getting it? And if you're just joining us, I was telling everybody earlier, if you are a spiritual practitioner and your business is not sustaining your lifestyle and you're living around your business instead of your business living around you, you're not making the money that you want, I have a free masterclass happening on April 8th and April 22nd. You can choose between the 2 dates. It's going to be the same masterclass both days, so you don't need to attend both unless you really want to or you want to bring a friend, okay? It's free. It's linked. TikTok is linked in my bio. YouTube is linked down in the description. So make sure you register. Lost volume. I don't know. Sorry, that was my little speaker. I had to turn it off. Did anybody else lose volume on TikTok? You're going to a music festival on Friday. Just be aware of, the substances out there and overdoing it, either you or other people. Just, be aware. Okay, y'all can hear me? Okay, good. All right, let's get some more. Let's get some oracle cards. Find out what else we need to know. Because think about this, y'all, and we're going to talk about this in the masterclass, and we're also going to go over this in the immersion, okay? Whenever you start growing and evolving, and you start shifting and changing, and you're making decisions that are best for you, and moving away from things, moving towards other things, people around you are not going to like it. Okay? That is just a given. And if you're somebody who is so obsessed with what people think about you or say about you, then just expect to stay in the same place forever. But if you're somebody who is really interested in evolving and growing, then you have to move past this energy, this devil energy, okay? Because the devil, like I said, is representative of the ego. It is not some demon that's coming to get you. It is your own in your head. The one who loves to say, yeah, but, well, you're never going to have, this, that, and the other. So think about on Friday, number one, what you're getting yourself into that day. And like I said, it could be just a lot of work you have to do. It could be that you come across somebody toxic, but it could be that you decided to make these changes and you have somebody that loves to tell you why you shouldn't. And you have to decide, am I going to listen to them or am I not? Okay? New here, and what you're saying is exactly what I needed to hear. Thank you. You're very welcome. And I appreciate you saying that. I love it when new people show up and they hear messages that they need to hear. Because you can also think about, you guys, the tower in reverse underneath is also telling you nothing changes if nothing changes. You have to make the radical change happen. You have to decide, you know what, this isn't quite what I wanted, or you're just ready to evolve. One thing I'll tell y'all is through my business, when it finally boomed and really started taking off, I mean, I was, pumping and grinding and doing all the things and hustling and doing all the stuff. And I was so tired, but I was growing. I was in a time of growth because I had taken a leap. Well, now everything is shifting within my business and my company to where I have so much more time freedom right now. And I'm really getting to honor the way I'm meant to move through my life and my business. And I'm not formulating my life around my business. My business is formulating around my life. Okay? So you want to, even if you're not a business owner, you want to look at life in the aspect of, or through the lens of, how can I allow my career and everything else to evolve around my life? What can I do to reorganize my life to where I'm not living just for the weekend? I'm not burning myself out, okay? And we'll talk about that, especially if you're a spiritual practitioner. We're going to talk about that, like I said, in the masterclass and in depth in the immersion, okay? If you have not gotten your application in for the immersion, I recommend you do so soon. That's all I'm going to say. All right, let's get some more messages. What else do we need to know for this week, Tuesday through Friday? Appreciation. Look at that. And this card, I like this card because she's surrounded by rose bushes. Well, you know, roses have thorns, right? So it's talking about even though she's surrounded by things that could hurt her, make her bleed, whatever, she still is surrounded also with beauty. She's appreciating the beauty instead of all the things that she's had to go through to get to that beauty or to see that beauty. Okay? So this is talking about showing appreciation for how far you have come in life and no longer measuring yourself up against other people or the ideal of, well, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, this, that, and the other. No. You look at the progress you've made. Celebrate the progress that you've made. Appreciate the good things in your life. Appreciate yourself. Appreciate the positive people around you. And guess what? The universe is going to bring you more. Okay? And this is the same number as the Devil card. So you can even show appreciation to this toxic energy for showing you what is. Okay? For showing you where your toxicity lies or where other people's toxicity lies. And can you change them? No. All you can do is change yourself and how you respond to that relationship. Oh, nice. I like that, Stephanie. All right, what else do we need to hear for this week? Who has already gotten registered for the masterclass? I know not everybody in here is a practitioner, but who's already gotten registered for the masterclass? One more. I know several of y'all have. I put it up in my community and already had people registering. So that's why I was telling y'all that if you want to join, then you make sure you RSVP as soon as possible, and then make sure you show up on time because it'll cap out at a certain amount of people. Yeah, Molly, smart. You're going to do so after the live. Perfect. You're not a practitioner. That's okay. It's, you know, I do lots of other stuff as well, so. All right, what else do we need to know for this week? There we go. Number 30, making a choice. How many door cards do we need to get where we're talking about making a choice? Number 30, think about that, okay? So number 3 is manifestation. 3 is the masculine and the feminine coming together to create something. When it's boosted with the 0, that means you can do anything that you want. That's why we have the blessing of the ever young. It's telling you you're never too old, you're never too far gone. You know, just like people think that they can't start over in life or they can't adjust course in life because they're like, well, I've been in this career for this many years, or I've been in this relationship for this long, I might as well stay. And I'm like, what? You'd rather stay miserable just because you've been there for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. What? No. That's the fear. That's the devil energy talking, okay? So here we have making a choice. Which option do you want? Which door are you going to open? Are you going to stay where you are, or are you going to cross that threshold? Okay. A lot of yellow, yeah. And that connects to our solar plexus, right? Our intuition, what we know to be true. It's also vitality and wisdom. Oh, sorry, I'll do so after live. I already saw that, okay. Okay, what else? And think about this. We have, oh, I just was reminded of this. Look, we have 15 and 15. Like I said, they were matching up. Well, that equals 30. And this is telling you, you have the choice. You're never stuck. That's just your ego. You have the choice to make. So there's going to be two opportunities for you to consider this week. One is going to be, do I go and stay the same? Or do I choose this path over here and change and allow myself to be a little bit afraid, but also a little bit excited? Okay? And I feel like that's the energy of the Page of Pentacles in reverse connected with the Page of Swords direct. Do I, don't I? Do I, don't I? You know? Or don't I, do I? Page of Pentacles would be like, yeah, no, I'm good. I want to be lazy. I want everybody else to do it for me. I want to blame the world around me. Page of Swords is like, I'm excited. I want to learn. I want to do all the things. So you get to decide. Hi there. That's what I was thinking. See the devil vices. Make the choice you really need to make. Yeah. You know, it's funny because I'm always evaluating myself and my habits and things like that, right? Because it's not scrutiny. I'm not scrutinizing myself. I'm not getting down on myself. I like to be aware of what I'm doing. So I kind of just step back and take stock and look at everything and evaluate, okay, what am I doing that is helping me? What am I possibly doing that's hindering me? And what's funny is I've never been a reader of novels. Never. Until recently. I don't remember if it was January or February when I told y'all about that first book, Riftborn, that I was reading. And I said, oh, I actually like this book because I was giving it a shot. I was trying it because I become bored with TV. Nothing good on TV. And ever since then, I have read 22 books already. Since January or February. I cannot remember when I told y'all about that book. I've read 22 books. Just finished one yesterday. And I thought to myself, am I wasting time? Am I escaping? Like, why have I started to love reading so much? Well, and I was thinking about it and it's like, oh, it's because I have formulated my day-to-day to where I have more free time to do that. I've become more productive in the time that I'm working, so I have free time to do what I enjoy as well. I enjoy my work, I enjoy my clients, my students, everything, but I also enjoy reading now. Because normally I would read books about like education, spirituality, tarot, all those things, right? Those are all those books back there. So I've read a lot of books, just not novels, because for me, it felt like a waste of time. But I was like, I actually like this. So there could be some things where you make decisions for your life to where you're making more room for the things that you enjoy, things that are good for you. Reading novels is good for you because you're using your imagination. Scrolling through social media makes you dumb. It literally smooths out your brain, okay? Reading novels, whatever you're interested in, I do not recommend true crime and things like that because you're feeding your brain toxicity all the time. And when you're reading through that stuff, and it's if you have a vivid imagination, your body is living through that. I don't recommend that at all. I recommend reading things that inspire you or you just enjoy, okay? Because when you're doing that, you're envisioning, you're imagining, and your brain is growing. You're being more creative, okay? So that's the difference between escapism and doing something healthy for you and allowing your career to revolve around your life, not your life revolve around your career. Does that make sense? We're wasting time in front of the television or scrolling. Yeah. Yeah. Used to read books on the treadmill. I don't know how y'all do that. I would fall over. That's part of my neurological issues. My balance. I would fall over if I was trying to read on a treadmill. I can't do that. All right, what else do we need to know? But I wanted to share that with y'all because I know a lot of y'all think, and y'all do share with me like, oh my gosh, you're always bringing us new stuff. You're always doing this and that. You're working so hard. Yes and no. I'm working smarter. I'm getting more done in a short amount of time. And that leaves me openness to do the things that I enjoy. Like tonight, I'm going to a movie with my children. And tomorrow night, I have a meeting about a band that I'm putting together. I mean, so yeah, you can do the same thing. You just have to be willing to let go of certain things. Oh, I like that because it kind of talks about what I'm talking about. I don't know if we pulled this one ever. It says real promise and then free to move. This says release the chains of the past and dance to the rhythm of possibility. Hello. Free to move. Embrace your liberty to explore new paths. The world is wide open for your journey. I mean, perfection for what we're talking about. And look, she's wearing red. Why? Because red is the color of power. It's the color of movement. So yeah. Our brain can't process what is the truth or what is false. Yeah. That's why I don't watch scary movies. I don't watch true crime stuff. I don't do any of that because, yeah, your brain does not know that you're just reading. It thinks you're living through that experience. That's why affirmations need to be said in a certain way because your brain literally just takes it at face value. And then it tries to like search, have I experienced this before? Your brain is just an input machine. So yeah. All right, what else do we need to know for Tuesday through Friday? Oh, look at that. Acceptance. Look how beautiful. And that goes with the Six of Swords card. If you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the Six of Swords has a boat, right? And they're moving on. And we have the Six of Swords here and this boat. Acceptance. Accepting that it's time to move on. Accepting that, you know, your journey is your journey. This is number 2. So 2 is about balance. It's feminine energy, right? We're receiving, we're accepting what is, we're looking at it as, you know, okay, well, this is what is. We're looking at the 3 of Pentacles in reverse as the overall energy and saying, hey, what else do I need to shift and change? How do I need to reorganize things? How do I need to go back to the drawing board and really look at how can I allow my life or my career and everything to organize around my life instead of the opposite? Because, you know, especially in the US, we've got to back ass words, right? Because we, as a collective, love the hustle and grind. And it's like, no. I saw a video on Instagram yesterday, and I like Gary Vee. I like how he motivates people and he's direct. I always appreciate people that are direct. But he made a post where he said, you should be posting 50 times a week. And I'm like, no, you should not. That is the hustle culture. That is a quick way to burn yourself out. He has a team. You most likely don't have a team, right? I don't post. Well, I've gotten really not so great about posting because, again, I'm so focused on my tribe and my students and my clients that I haven't had to post several times a week, right? But everything in life is about quality over quantity, okay? So if you're making good content or good posts, whatever it is, or good business, good results, you don't have to do all that, okay? Posting 50 times a week is a lot. And that's a very quick way to burn out, because you think posting is so simple. It's not. Being on social media and having a platform, people think, oh, you just talk to a camera and you hit post. No, you don't. Some people do. But if you're really wanting to be strategic about your business and your career, no, it takes a lot of effort and work and time to do it. So yeah, posting 50 times a week is hustle culture. That is the 9-to-5 grind that people are so addicted to, and they think that's the only way that you can become successful. And girl, that's more than a full-time job, right? You know. There's that little devil on my shoulder saying that I should be hustling. Molly, I know, whenever I went through the process of, okay, I need to honor my design. I need to honor, what it is that I'm here to do. What do I need to let go of? What do I need to focus on? And it is a whole shift. And you're going to learn about this more in the immersion because you're already in there. But it's a total... At first, it's a total mind fuck because you're like, wait, but no, I have to do this, this, and that, and whatever. And the universe is like, chill, calm down. Let's look at this first. Let's see how you can do more in a smaller amount of time. How are you meant to flow through the universe? How are you supposed to do this, that? Not everybody's meant to hustle and grind. Some people love it. I mean, if you love it, by all means, go for it. But most people are not designed that way. Have I already been talking for an hour? Holy crap. See? Here. This message, this card for me is twofold, because this is our animal card, our spirit animal card for the week, okay? But it also says personal choice. So you're deciding. There's a lot here about deciding. Where are you going to move? Because you do have movement happening. The only potential negativity would be the Page of Pentacles, which, like I said, it could very well just be, hey, it's April Fool's Day. You might have your kids or somebody try to play a joke on you. Whatever. Laugh. Okay? And then we have the Devil on Friday. Again, are you bogged down with work? Are you escaping life? What is that ego telling you? How is it making your day heavy? Okay? But here we have the personal choice of your spirit animal. It says, close your eyes. What animal do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdom do they share? Embrace these qualities, because whenever you have a spirit animal show up, whenever you're not trying to make it happen, whenever you have one show up, that's telling you that they are there to help you through whatever it is you're trying to move towards, okay? For the tribe, it is the fox. A little foxy people, foxy ladies in the tribe, because the fox kept showing up. And the fox was like, I need to be seen because this is the energy that we're using. The fox can shift and change. It's wise. It is, sometimes cunning, and it's just a great energy. So it became our mascot of the tribe. Sounds like breaking free from the devil card. Yep. Love your gray hair. Thank you. It's actually silver. My sparkles. Just kidding. I always say that when somebody says gray. I'm like, I'm not gray. Okay. Let's get our money message. What is our money message for Tuesday through Friday? I heard my son just come through the front door. I'm like, why is he already home? But I forgot that these lives are later and it's time for him to be home. All right, what is our money message for Tuesday through Friday? Ooh, we have real estate. Okay, let's see. There's 3 ways to resonate. It says, number 1, build a solid foundation prior to building several stories above it. Well, that's why we have the Tower in reverse. That's why we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. It's telling you we need to reorganize, redo the foundation, okay? Or just build one, period, because you haven't. Number 2, consider a career in real estate, interior design, architecture, or any home business. Home businesses are where it's at. I'm telling you, on days where it's super cold outside or it's rainy, I'm so unbelievably grateful that I don't have to get out in it, because I love my home. I love being at home, and I love the fact that I can walk, you know, from my bedroom into my living room or come into my office space, and just, I get to do whatever I want. I recommend it. Number 3, it's time to go back to basics to strengthen your finances. Like the Three of Pentacles is telling you, time to go back to basics, time to go back to the drawing board to figure out what needs to be done now, okay? It could be that you've had these experiences, maybe setbacks or leaps forward, whatever it is. Now it's time to, okay, let's assess where we're at now, and where do we want to be in a month, 6 months, whatever, okay? Through the immersion is 6 months. So think about that. You start on May 6th, 6 months from there, you have a whole reorganized, solid foundation business that you're going to be able to kick off, and your life will forever be changed. It's awesome. I can't wait. You're 59, so you're getting some gray, silver yourself, yeah. I started getting a few sprigs of silver like in high school, and I think mine is more so of like a copper deficiency, but yeah. I've loved silver hair on women ever since. It's like Starlight Kisses. You know who I used to always look at and admired her hair when I was a kid? It was Emmylou Harris. Do y'all remember her? She is such a beautiful lady, and I always thought she had such beautiful hair. And because it was silver pretty early. So yeah. The immersion is for spiritual practitioners. So if you're not a practitioner, then yeah, there's no point for you to be in it. Yours is hereditary. Like, or silver. Yeah, I mean, when I go out to the sun, I mean, y'all are seeing this through a window, but when I go out to the sun, it's bright. But even on video, like, my bangs look thinner than they are in person. They're actually a little bit darker. So yeah. All right, let's get a Kipper card, and then we'll get our crystal. Let's see. What else do we need to know? Tuesday through Friday. Mature man, number 5. Okay, we're talking about mature, right? He's got silver hair as well, or white hair. So number 5. 5 is change. 5 is making that shift. What is male energy or masculine energy? Action. Okay, what is mature man? He does things for a purpose. He does it for a reason. He takes intentional action forward, right? Look, he looks very successful. He's got the globe next to him, signifying he's worldly, he's wise, he's had experience, he has the books around him, and he's leaning, he's like, I know what's up. And he's got the brown suit on, representing that he's grounded. Okay, and he's got his red tie on, signifying his power tie. Okay, power in the voice. So this is about you claiming, and we have that light above his head. Aha moments, ideas, clarity. So I love that card, because this is about making wise decisions, making wise choices, and really being discerning about what you're going to allow not just other people to do within your life. What are you going to allow yourself to do? Like, what shifts and changes are you going to make? Or are you going to continue to let yourself sabotage? Are you going to continue to let yourself doubt yourself and do things that are taking you further and further away from your goals? Or are you going to continue to let yourself stay in situations to where you're not valued, or careers, relationships that are just not working? What is it you're letting yourself do? And how can you be that wise, mature man energy and say, you know what? I'm just making this decision because I'm making this decision because I know it's right for me. And if you don't like it, tough cookies. I've seen 555 and 55 so many times over the last couple of weeks. Yeah, I was telling everybody that I've been seeing every time I look at the clock. I look, 2:33. I just looked at the clock. It's 2:33. I'm telling you, I see it's 22, 11, or 33 on the clock every single time. And it's been that way the past 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, we're getting our own little messages there. All right, let's see. What is our crystal for this week? I heard you said mature man. Is this your man? Hey, you never know. Let's see. What is our crystal for this week? Ooh, lapis lazuli. Love that one, which is what I have on my wrist right here, that blue one. Love it. All right, this says intuition, wisdom, expansion, everything we're talking about. Lapis lazuli invites you to explore the depths of your inner wisdom, enhancing your intuition and aligning you with your highest truth. Let its royal blue energy open the doors to self-discovery and empower you to speak your authentic voice. Look, we're opening doors. Okay? That's the thing about, that's the difference between successful people and non-successful people. Successful people follow what they know from within. Unsuccessful follow trends and everybody else. Like, I know there's going to be a lot of people that follow that advice of posting 50 times a week. And guess what? They're going to get burned out because they very well could be, like, I know a lot of the population is generators, but they could be a projector. They could be something else. They could be a reflector. They could be, a manifestor. Like, you're not all designed to operate that way. So that's why whenever you're trying to get ahead in your career or get ahead in your business, you need to understand and honor your soul blueprint and honor your design. That's why I was saying I really stepped into that. That was my mission, like last half of this year, last half of last year, and this year is like, I need to honor more and more my design. And let me tell you, it is amazing. It is paying off, and I hope that happens for you too. You just have to do it. You're new from Tampa, just found me. Well, welcome in. All right, these are the spicy decks. So if you get offended, well, then that deck doesn't like it. If you get offended easily, scroll away. This is not your time. So you've been warned. These are fun, and they're either motivational or they're gonna call you out. Let's see what we need to know for this week. Oh, I like this one. It says, Om Shakalaka, let your freak flag fly. Talk about doing your own thing, being your own person, making your own decisions, and really building your career or on your life. Or, I mean, there's so many different things, right? Because most people, they don't have the time to do this, that, and the other because they're so bogged down with work and whatnot. And we are not here to wake up, go to work, go home, and do it all over again the next day. We are here to have experiences. We're here to live. So if you're not living, it's time to reevaluate. You're a projector? Me too. I'm a manifestor, and I understand why I loathe that kind of posting. Oh yeah, it sucks. That's why I've really slowed down on my posting because, I mean, one, I haven't necessarily needed to post a whole lot. It would be great for me to post more. But I'm just really enjoying this evolution that I'm going through and the evolution that I'm going to take y'all through, whether you're in the immersion or you're in the tribe, whatever it may be. That's what I'm focused on, is this evolution of all of us. So, all right, let's get our rebel message. This is the one that really might call you out, and we'll see. What do we need to know for this week? What is our message for this week? Tuesday through Friday. Oh, there we go. It says, be fucking grateful. I mean, we got this message once, which was a little bit more sweeter. This one's telling you now, be fucking grateful. It says, shit could be so much worse. Okay? Be grateful for where you are and the lessons and the experiences. Look what's behind it. Put down the fucking phone. But, you know, we could sit here and harp on the negativity that we've gone through and all the things and just really have a bitch session, but that's not what we're here for, right? We're here to be grateful for how far we've come, grateful for the wisdom that we've gained, grateful for the fact that we've evolved through this. And that's when we go to the Three of Pentacles in reverse. We go to the drawing board and say, hey, where do I want to go now? Who am I now? What would I like to experience now? And you start building upon that. Okay? So I hope you all have a wonderful week. Make sure you get registered for the masterclass if you are a practitioner and you're looking to grow your business. Okay, this is a free masterclass. If you're not a practitioner, please do not take up a spot. If you're already in the immersion, you do not need to take up a spot. Just like Molly said, you're going to get so much more in the immersion. This is a taste. This is an awareness for you. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. Also, the free tarot course is linked. The awakening journey is in the tribe. Make your choice. Okay? So I hope you all have a wonderful week. I'll see you back here Friday at 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to look at the energy of Saturday through Monday. Okay? Remember, full moon and say rabbit, rabbit on April 1st to bring in your blessings. Okay? All right. Love y'all. Mwah.